Russian President Vladimir Putin may have thwarted the biggest challenge yet since the start of the Ukraine war. A challenge from his own former aide and Wagner group chief Yevgeny Prigozhin, whose mercenary group fighters and armored vehicles reached within 400 kilometers of Moscow. Putin in his statement blames the West for this attempted coup. But was this indeed a threat to him?
When you look at what happened on Saturday, it doesn't completely compute. But I would say, yes, it was ostensibly the biggest threat to his rule since he took power at the end of 1999.
Belarus president talked to Wagner chief and a deal was struck. After which, the private military group retreated. Yevgeny Prigozhin fled to Belarus and Russia has dropped all charges against him.
Putin called me and informed me in detail about the situation that is happening in Russia. The most dangerous thing, as I understand it, was not the situation itself, but how it could develop and its consequences. A cruel decision was made to eliminate Prigozhin. I suggested to Putin not to rush.
Под текстом выступления Путина мочить. Я предложил Путину не торопиться.
But the 24 hours which saw this episode unfold shocked the world and raised several questions. Questions such as, has Putin lost his hold on power? Is revolt simmering against Putin inside his government too? Is the Russian army not as strong as was once believed to be? How did around 50,000 militiamen reach so close to Moscow? Does the disintegration of the Wagner group help Ukraine in the war?
We solved this problem so quick, for 24 hours, I can tell you again. And I don't see any weakness from government, from president, because soldiers from Wagner, they are heroes, most of them, but Prigozhin is a traitor.
He, I think, miscalculated how that would be taken and effectively demonstrated just the scale of weakness of the Russian government and of Putin.
The coup, which wasn't, has gravely dented the strongman image of Putin, and the world is watching what his next step would be.
Meanwhile, next week, India will be hosting the SCO summit virtually. President Putin will be part of the summit. Chinese President Xi Jinping and Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif have confirmed their attendance today itself. Meanwhile, let's take a look now at who this person exactly is, the one who announced this rebellion, Yevgeny Prigozhin, the man who challenged Putin from being a close aide of Putin to unleashing a rebellion against him. He has a checkered past. In 1981, he was sentenced to 9 years in prison on charges of assaulting and robbing a woman. In 1990, he sold hot dogs in Leningrad in Russia. Between 2000 and 2014, his company was tasked with cooking for Kremlin. And when Russia annexed Crimea, Prigozhin established the Wagner group, fought key battles for Russia overseas. Prigozhin, in fact, even recruited prisoners to boost the strength. The fallout this time has happened because of his dissatisfaction or frustration with Moscow over insufficient ammunition, he said, to his mercenary fighters in Ukraine.